Dad, here.
Thank you.
I turned around.
Oh, g'day guys. It is wet, so it's time we got these big cattle up here in the feed pad. I think this side here is going to be for the calves. Over the other side there is going to be for the older cattle. There's only 19, I think, of them. So trough there, Sarah's just tightening up a wire. But she tells me that both sides need one of these, so I'm going to go ahead and pull that out. Yep. No, that's good. Yeah, so it's that time of year again, getting ready for winter, and of course we're going to carry some of these cattle over this year. We've got 19, which I think is going to become 17 and possibly even 16 for, yeah. So we sort of decided, last year we sold them what we call store, so that means we sold them to someone else to finish, and that worked quite well last year because of the money we got. We averaged, I think, $1,040 a head. This year we're probably going to average $900 a head, and by the time those people, my neighbour, kills those cattle, they're probably going to get the same amount of income from those cattle as they did last year. Basically means they're going to make a whole lot more money. Sorry, we're just trying to lift some Waratahs out. Means they're going to make a whole lot more money out of me. I've got the baleage there to feed them, and I've got to look at that happening across the fence. So we decided, we've got the baleage to do it, we're just going to take them through, and that'll give us a bit more cash flow in the spring as well. But yeah, fingers crossed that works. So yeah, we're just popping these Waratahs out from the divider that we had last year, because last year we had 50-50 mobs, and we wanted them to have a fair bit of room either side. This year we got 40 and, like I say, 17, maybe even 16. Is that all going to work? Fingers crossed. Yep, beauty. Down nice and gently. Never like being too aggressive with the loader when there's people in front of you. There we go. Make sure I don't back over the other brush or I'll get in big trouble. So Sarah loves her brushes for cattle. And to be fair, I remember the last couple of winters, they actually do use them quite a bit. They've actually worn them down a fair way, which means I'm going to have to buy more of them, but that's okay, I guess. They're getting used, it's not the end of the world, right? And it is quite cool seeing them rub and scratch and groom themselves, but yeah. Elliot's got a day off school today because he decided to be sick last night. Yeah. Anyway, we'll come back to you at the end of this. Right guys, that was a bit of a fail. We got 3 out, but we can't get the chain to grip on the Waratahs now, so I know there's a secret there, I just don't know it. But this wee gap here, yeah, we're gonna put some wires in to make it so that is separate from that, and we'll have a wee empty cavity in here just as a bit of a security measure, so yeah, 2 wires there, 2 here behind me, and we'll be done. Right, just making sure here with these 2 tapes. Couldn't remember, well, tapes, they're not tapes, they're bungees, but I couldn't remember whether or not they were carrying power, but they weren't. They're just hot when you hook them up. Well, that's real handy. We got one. To make another hook, because I'm not buying another cheap handle. Not paying for the expensive ones. Right, just got to wind that. Hopefully my wife doesn't put the power on. No, all good. I swear it feels like a wee tingle runs through this thing when you have it turned off. Don't know whether it comes from the other unit or what. That'll be near enough there. Right, so that'll energise that. When we hook it up, we've got a wire down the post, means that one won't be hot until it's hooked onto there. Good to go. Right, so these guys for winter, they've got feed, they've got water, they've got shelter. I mean, yeah, they've got shelter. It stays pretty dry in there, pretty dry. So they've got a dry place to sit down. There's a couple of bits that get quite wet, but I mean, you can see here, feed, that stays dry, that gets a wee bit wet, dry enough around the trough. You can see that area in the middle where the sticks are, it gets a bit wet, and the rest of it down there stays dry. So they got that, and they've got room to move. They will gallop up and down here quite a bit. It keeps them off this stuff and stops them absolutely destroying it, because cattle are very good at destroying grass paddocks over winter, and that's why we do this. Get them off the paddocks, stop them making stop them doing any damage, and yeah, they've got everything they need. One more thing to do, but we're just trying to get this all right. There's a way you're supposed to do it, and those wires over there are now feeding power all the way up there and all the way back down here, which means those gates right there will be hot when connected to that post. So I can disconnect this now. Hopefully the power hasn't turned back on. Disconnect that, and that way when I undo the handles, the gates are no longer hot, because the handles leak. They're cheap and nasty. The whole lot of them are, but these ones actually genuinely are. Look, I'm a sheep farmer. I'm not going to buy the really flash expensive ones, because, well, if they break I'll cry. Get me out of there, you. There we go. Get it out of there. Probably doesn't matter too much there, but we'll get it out of there. It's still not going to be ideal. Done. Poke it in there where it can't really cause me any trouble, apart from maybe making things earth a bit better, but it just, that way it's not falling out and hurting anything. Yeah, fair enough. So righto guys, ready to go, hopefully straight after lunch. We've got someone coming at 2 o'clock, but we'll just see how that goes. It's more for Sarah than me. And yeah, fingers crossed. Well, we'll be by the end of today. They will be up here, and that'll be it until, well, we'll see what the spring does, but probably 1st of October. Oh, these things are ignorant. Take it nice and easy over now, guys. Good job. Through this gate, that's still, get up this. Through this gate, yep, and up the hill. But we're on a track. We want to stay on the track. There, guys, you can go that way. There you go. There you go. No, get up. Oh, we'll just finish that up. Right. Up the hill, guys. Don't turn left. Left through the gate and then straight up the hill, guys. Look at that. What well-behaved cattle. I hope you can hear all that gibberish there, guys. That person that was coming to visit was, yeah, well, it became a bit more social of a visit than we thought. It's a social visit, it was a friend, but they hung around for quite a while. We had a good look around the farm. Quite good fun, actually. So it's now like 5 o'clock, and yeah. Still, while I go still, we'll get these guys up there. Well, I didn't expect that, guys. They just wandered on in. I suppose these guys have been here from last year. Well, they've been here last year, so come on, have a rub, have a rub. Do a lot of trouble to put that in for us. It's not food. That's food though. Yeah, we'll grab that in a few days. That is a weather balloon on top of it. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, there's wires there, guys. You can't get through there. Now settle down. So, there we go. They are home for the next, I'm going to say 130 days. Yeah, now these bales, there's a bit of mould in there actually. Yeah. These bales are rounds, so we're going to say they're maybe 200 kgs of dry matter. They're probably a little bit more. They could be a lot more. Because they were squares and they got baled as a square, so they got packed really, really tight, and then they got teased out and baled up into a round. I think a lot of rounds these days are called 250. I'll look into that. I'll find out what the industry standard is, and we'll work off that. But either way, these guys are, I'm looking at giving them about 10 kgs of dry matter per head per day. I don't know if they'll eat that or not. I think they will. I reckon I've got that much up my sleeve that I can feed them. Now these round bales, let's say they're 250, that means 2 bales is 500, and there's 19 cattle here, but there's going to be 17, possibly 16, so 16, 32, 48. So that works out pretty neat with these rounds at 2 bales every 3 days, right? Beyond that, we're going to be moving to squares because I don't have a lot of rounds. There's like 11 or 12 of these, so I'm not going to get them tested because it's just not for that number. We know the squares are 300 to 350. I'm going to err on the side of caution this year. These things will tell us what they are though, to a fair degree, because 10 kilos, I'm stuck in winter grazing rigs, 10 kilos is quite a bit for these things to be eating. I don't know that they'd eat more than that, so we'll work off whatever they say. 300, I mean if it was 325, if it was, yeah, what would 325 make it? 700. That would be damn near perfect, because that would be 4 days for 2 bales. But whatever it's going to be, it's going to be. 4 days would be mint. I reckon the calves over there would need an extra feeder at that. I don't mind doing that. See how that goes. Because it'd be quite cool if I only had to bring the tractor up here once every 4 days. Although it never works out quite that easily. If I had 4 of those big maxi feeders from last winter, I've only got 1 still. We didn't make enough money to buy any more. I wanted to have 3. Then it would be good, because you can fill them when they're half empty. These are a bit harder without creating wastage. Yeah, so we shall see. But yeah, whatever it is, it is. I just got to be careful that they don't go eating a whole lot more than that, because if they do, then we're going to run out of baleage, which is more a concern for my sheep. These things suffer for those things, right? Animal welfare issues are far easier to come by. Hang on a minute. Come on, there we go. Far easier to come by with sheep. Sheep need high quality. They don't handle having not enough feed as well as cattle. These guys are going to have enough. But if we run into issues, they get priority. These come second fiddle. What we would do in that situation is look to offload whatever we thought we needed to, because I don't want to be running into welfare issues. But yeah, we've got to make sure we get this right, because if you wind up out by a fair bit at the start of winter, by the end of winter that compounds and that becomes a disaster. So yeah, but I got to admit, this stuff, it's not bad. Now the reason I say it's not bad, like that, it looks like stalky crap. That is pretty stalky crap because I let my moata go too far. That stuff in there though is red clover, and there's a lot more of that than you might think, because that doesn't squish down very much, but that stuff actually squished down a lot. So this is like a mix of, oh, what would you say? I don't know. You might say that's like your rice, or you know, just an absolute starchy staple, and then that's like the gruntiest, best quality food. Not that bit of stalk, but that darker stuff that you could come across. So it's a bit of a mix. Probably not as much of a mix as I'd like. There's a lot of stalkiness in there, but it's okay because they're older cattle and they will wolf it down and they will love it. They're all full of grass right now, so they're not going to worry about it, but they'll pick away at it, and no doubt by the morning they'll have wasted 20% of it. It's cattle for you. So what are you doing, guys? No, you're going for a feed. You're curious. They need something to bust the boredom. They need like a ball or something. Don't cattle play with big, like, I don't know. There's something to entertain themselves, because cattle get bored and then they get in trouble. Anyway guys, we will come back up in the morning and have a look. It's currently 4 days later. Yeah, sorry about that. I did get up and check the cattle every day actually. First day they were fine, second day they were fine, yesterday they were fine. They're up in those trees up there. Yesterday they had about a quarter of their feed left, so about half a bale. Maybe a bit more, so I'm thinking they're probably going to want to feed today, but we'll go up and have a look later on. Right now though, we are going to weigh some lambs. Now these lambs have already been crushed up. They can, in theory, all go on the truck. Still, right, they don't want to run into that pen there, so we'll sneak them up this way. Right, hey! So, yeah, yeah, things have got very, very wet. But yeah, we're just sort of trying to work out what a safe bottom weight is. So if the carcass weight of the lamb gets below, I think 14.4 kilos, we take a pretty serious hit in the per kilo price. We want all the lambs gone right now, but we don't want to give them away, and we don't want to send stuff to the works that they can't actually do bugger all with, which is why they're worth a whole lot less from their low price. Still, right. Yeah, so we're going to go down to, I think, 39. We'll see how many we get. There'll be a line of 39 to 37s. The under 37s are up on that hill. Still, right. See this, they're annoying at this time of year. Now, there's one lamb in there. If he comes out, it's fine, because I know he's good enough to go on the truck. And he would have stayed in this paddock where the rest of the big ones are going to go. Anyway, yeah, if these go good, say the 39s equal a, say the smallest in there is a 16 kilo, probably won't quite be that, but let's say yes, then the 37 to 39s can just go on the truck as soon as there's any more space. If not, we will give them a drench and hold on to them for a couple of weeks after that because of the withholding, and then we'll kill them, or we will sell them store if anyone wants to buy them. But at the moment there's not a lot of store demand around. Southland is looking really green, but the rest of the country is either still in or is just broken drought, but it's far too late for a lot of people to recover. So those cropping farmers up in Canterbury that often buy a lot of lambs off us, I don't think they're interested in buying too many The price is not great, which should help them a little bit there, but if the feed's not there, the feed's not there, right? So that's not really going to be an option to us, which is fine because it's such a tiny little number and we live in New Zealand, right? Now, sheep farming in New Zealand, there's this very odd law of averages that seems to exist. Dean Ravage will hate me saying this. Southland will get you down, but it'll never let you down. Now, that's not true, because financially it'll let you down, but you'll always get through. The argument is if you don't have a lot of feed on hand at the start of winter, you're probably going to have a mild winter, as long as that's not carelessness. If you've done your best and there's not a lot of feed around, you're probably going to get through okay. If you've got a lot of feed around, you're probably going to need it, which is scary this winter. But what happens there is if we have a shit season, someone else has a good season. If we have a good season, normally there's nowhere else having a good season. So if we have a shit season, we have a whole lot of little lambs running around that we need to sell to someone else, there's normally demand there. If we don't have a whole lot running around, there's normally no demand because no one else has got any grass. Anyway, we'll start weighing. Right, so that's going to be the lowest that we've set up to all season, I think. I can't even remember what they are, they're that low. Let's have a look. Come on, scales, there we go. So, they're all correct. Right, so, up to 38.5, we're going to go that way. Got to open that gate. 38.5 to 39.5, we're going to go that way. Have checked that gate shut. 39.5 up to 60 are going to go that way. The reason we've got that in there, in case two lambs go through together, or somewhere there's a ewe there and there's a ram and another ewe somewhere. Yeah, if it stops when they go in, that means that I can send them the way I want, which will be into the smallest mob, hopefully that way. And then it's the least number of sheep I have to actually draft down the race to get them out. So, fingers crossed anyway, that's the plan. Right, you've got your head on the wrong end. There you go. Good lambs. Good lambs. Big lambs. Oh. It's the first few days. We won't get our hopes up just yet. Yeah, we're not used to seeing 40s going that mob. 49. go, guys. There we go. Last penful for the day. Hey! Hey! Anyway, come on, guys. This is a phenomenal result. Oh, it's gone back up. Come on, guys. There we go, 44.8 average. Let's have a quick look. Session statistics, I believe. We're looking at the top mob, 533. Crikey. No, that's total, is it? No, top mob. 94.5%, average 45.2. Righto. 39.5 to 55, so 50.5. Reasonably nice tight range. For the end of season tally up, I would much rather that that range was like 3 or 4 kilos, which is what it would be throughout most of the season, but this is the tidy up at the end. So we've got 31 out in the paddock that were under 37 kilos when we weighed these up a while ago. If we can find a buyer, they'll get sold store. We've got, let's get this right, we've got 18 out there and we've got 13 out there, so they are all 38.5 to 39.5. I'm thinking they'll be killable. We're just going to wait and see when these kill and see what the lowest weight is, decide whether they're killable now or give them a drench or give them a couple of weeks. Look, to be fair, some of those probably are too. 38.5, we'll just see where it goes. What we'll do is drench the whole lot. We can sell store lambs drenched under withholding period. We'll just got to put a wee tick a wee box and write the date in when they come out, so that's fine. Because they're store lambs, they're going to another person to carry on fattening and they'll make them big. So if they're under drench withholding, they're probably actually happy about that because they've had a clean out at this end. We're not taking our worms to their farm. It's possibly a beneficial thing right now because we don't, I won't say that, knock on wood. Yeah, anyway, what was I going to say? Yeah, and then the other ones we'll give 2 weeks and we'll have a weigh up again. And if they at 39.5, let's say the lightest lamb in there is 16, it probably won't be, probably be 15.5, but let's say it's 16. Then we might go to 38 with this lot and say okay, because at the moment we're going to get more money for them at the works, provided they're over that 14.4 kilo cut off at the bottom, than we are selling store. I think it's like $5 a head, which isn't much, but hey, $5 a head on, let's say 30 lambs, what's that, 150 bucks? I'm not going to turn down 150 bucks right now, so yeah, I think we'll do it that way. There we go. My 533 is actually 532 because there's one in there with a red head that is one of the, right there, one of the neighbours. It's a ewe lamb that we need to get back to them. It's not crutched either. And there go the wee ones heading out, plus a ewe, plus a ram. Yeah, so kinda confused. We still seem to have, I think the exact tally is 599 lambs on. I thought we had 560. It was supposed to be 530 odd in this mob, 31 on the hill, call it 560 odd. There was 564 in this mob, there's 31 on the hill, and I know there's 4 in mobs of ewes, at least. So 599, maybe even 600. It's enough to still have on right now. But the beauty of that is if we haven't sold them, we haven't been paid for them yet, and we're going to sell them in the future, and we're going to be paid for them. So every extra lamb we find, they've all got our earmark, is extra money in my account. It's a bonus. Right, let's go feed some cattle. Not actually sure if they're going to need fed yet, but we're going to take 2 bales up and put them in because that way it's done and I don't have to worry about it for another 4 days, possibly 5, hopefully 4. I hope they're getting through 2 bales every 4 days, but we'll see how that goes. Righto guys, so time to come clean. It's not that I've been dishonest, it's that I clean forgot. I never picked up that plastic last time, but hey, it's still there, so I'll pick it up this time. Yeah, would they get another day? They pulled that out. Oh no! It'll have to stay out because I'm not driving in there on my own because they'll get out. Would they get another day on that? What's left in there? Look, to be honest, they probably would. They've wasted a lot. It's quite strawy though. We did talk about that, so is what it is. But anyway, we're going to put more in. I don't think they're very hungry. Yeah, should be right. Let's get into it. Righto guys, battery's nearly dead, so we'll call this the end of the video. Hunted the ewe lambs off here yesterday. Actually still quite a bit of grass up here, but that's right, it can wait till the ewes come up here. So these guys, water trough there, fed from that tank. We've got a Gallagher satellite level monitor that we've got to get installed there. I'm going to get the guy to come give me a hand because that's well beyond me. It probably isn't, it's probably very simple, but he can go through it and show you guys how easy it is to do. Because apparently it's really easy, but it's still probably beyond me. So that'll be cool. That'll, I think every 4 hours. Is it every 4 hours or 4 times a day? Either way, it's every 4 or 6 hours. It updates the level of the tank, and that then relays to my cell phone or to an app that I can access from my cell phone. And at any point in time, I can see what the water level's been no more than either 4 or 6 hours ago, which is pretty cool because the pipe running out the bottom of that is not huge. Admittedly, if you go down the hill, if it leaked down there, it could leak it all out pretty quick, but you'd know pretty quick. So that's pretty cool. It'll make life a bit easier. Hopefully, I just had the Sparky at the wool shed doing a whole lot of stuff, lights in the wool shed, in the pens out the back, and also in the yards. And the yards will be really handy. They've also put a plug in, and the hope is that we can pump up here electrically. Got all the lines in. It's got to suck just a little bit. It's got to suck for like 100 meters, but it's only a little bit of heat. It's basically neutral, so hopefully we can do that. But single phase wasn't going, sorry I can't see what I'm doing here guys. Single phase wasn't going to be able to do it, so well, single phase 10 amp. So we've got single phase 20 amp, which should give us some options. Yeah, so this will hopefully be a whole lot more automated this winter. All I should have to do is worry about food, which is easy enough to do and not that time consuming. Yeah, shouldn't be too bad. That bale there is a bit rough. You can see a bit of mould, but it's white mould, and these guys aren't in calf. Some of them are males, so they definitely won't be. The other ones, because they're not entire males, the other ones won't be. That one actually seemed really nice quality. So I'm wondering if they were just the first 3 or 4 bales from the outside round of that Moata paddock where there was a bit of rough grass and some thistles and stuff, because that was from the first cut early in the year, not the last cut. Yeah, so hopefully that's the last of the rough stuff gone, and now we're into some better stuff, although that will speed them up a little bit. And then there's some really rough stuff from about 1.5 years ago down at Mum and Dad's. We drove past the wee stack of baleage on the side of the road. It's really rough, but I'm hoping, having sat there for an extra year, that it might have sort of matured a wee bit maybe. I don't know, we'll see. These guys will eat it, and it won't do them any harm because they're older cattle. I wouldn't feed it to my calves. I tried for a couple of hours last year, you saw that. I think I called it Norwegian baleage, and it was no good. It was no good. It's got chicory and plantain and all sorts of stuff in it, but it's also got thistles and docks, maybe not docks. I think there's docks in it. Lots of other stuff in there that's weeds anyway. It's no good. So yeah, but these guys might utilise that. Yeah. Anyway guys, we'll leave it there. Got heaps coming up. I've missed a whole lot of content the last sort of month. ram going out and a whole lot of that stuff. I might drip feed a wee bit of it in places, but yeah, I think we'll just start afresh and get into it, because we've got calves coming up here, we've got crutching, we've got dipping. That's all in the next couple of weeks. What else have we got? Man, we've got some stuff on. Then we're going to wind up getting on crop, get that started. There's going to be some boating trips. There's going to be a lot going on, so stay tuned in and we'll see you next time.